Hello, thought I'd make a video in the garage tonight instead of outside because it's dark and it's raining. So this is a 1969 Honda CT90, and I think it's a K1. It actually says here, right there, CT90 K1. It might be a 1, is that a 1? Yeah, it looks like it. Anyway, so picked this up, one of two that I got. You know, just a few, I mean, it's your standard Honda Trail 90, but it's a few little nuances. I think this is the first year with the telescopic fork. So before they had that little cantilever effort. So here's the telescopic fork here. I've got the headlight out because I just repaired the neutral switch, kind of repaired the neutral light. They also had this reflector on the front, and people get very excited about that reflector. I'm going to guess that it's not meant to have holes in it, and over time it's just it's cracked. But yeah, so that reflects, people get excited about that. So, you know, it's largely of the design that remained unchanged, although the shift pattern on this is 4 down. So it's got the high-low ratio that we all know and love, right? And then Trail 110s go up to shift, and these go down to shift. So it's very dangerous because I primarily ride Trail 110s, and you'll be going along in third gear, and you go to get fourth in this, and then you don't. You actually end up in second, and the thing goes, you know, whatever. So anyway, so yeah, this is only done 3,742 miles, but you see all the light there, all the plastic indicators have fallen out of the speedometer. So that's a shame, but it runs really nice. Another thing about the 71 is they have a very odd 69 is they have a very odd carburetor. It's not really odd, but it's just offset. So if you look at the choke, it's offset, and so the inlet manifold is offset just like that as well. So I couldn't find a Chinese carb. I couldn't find a Chinese carb like that. So I had one of the conventional ones, and you can just use the regular manifold on this, and then you can fit this in. And then yeah, these earlier, well, say that these had points. They didn't go over to electronic ignition till the CT110. I picked a pair of these off of the elderly. An elderly gentleman died. I think one was his and one was his son's or something like that. And minimal amount of work to get them going. They also have a different air filter. So later ones have the air filter that comes up, and actually the intake is at the back of the rack. Whereas on this, it's just the air filter lives in there. So what did I do to this? I had to replace the fuel lines because they were old and hard. And actually, amazing, Amazon, you know, I bought 10 foot of like 5mm fuel tube off of Amazon for $9.99, and like, you know, what plus tax, whatever, and it was delivered the next day. So so that was yeah, so I replaced the fuel lines, put the carb on it, didn't have to clean the tank, and it didn't even take, I think, did I take the plug out? I can't remember. Anyway, and it kicked up pretty much first time, gave a bit of smoke, and then I stopped smoking. This has got rear foot pegs on them. Some of the later 110s don't, and some of the 90s don't. Also, the tail light changed. This is the earlier Honda tail light, and I think this changed later on for like 74, 75, something like that. It's also got these foot pegs that don't have any rubbers on there. That's missing. And the other thing I found, it's actually on 2 bikes I've had recently, is there is right there. It's actually this here. It's a funny bolt that goes in there and then mounts the exhaust, right? And in both cases, it had sheared off, which is a pain in the arse because you basically have to get an easy out. But my friend Pat came around, and he's good at like drilling holes, so he drilled a hole pretty much dead center, and we managed to get that out to get the tank off. And then you just thread the fuel lines through. And that, not a lot to say really. Like I said, a few nuances on the 69. The other one I had was a 71. That was the one that had got the 110 engine in it. And I read somewhere that the 71 engine had a hotter cam, maybe. I don't know, different jetting. I don't know. All I know is that this is a 110 motor, but the 90 motor ran beautiful. So I just put it on eBay and sold it in a day for like $450. And then obviously there's the GSXR 1000, which I've been riding quite a lot recently. And I have to say, that's as much fun as the Trail 110 and 90s are. I have to say they don't really compete, you know, for obvious reasons. So I've got the headlight out, but I'm just going to fire it up. It's got a wonderful induction noise on this one. So you see that there's the neutral light. Idle's really nice. These have again, on some later ones, they have a headlight high-low beam there. It's brake lights off the... And this is interesting, yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's really nice. A couple of things. This has got the brake swapped. So this is the rear brake, and that is the front brake, which is arse about face. So I could swap the cables over. I might do that, actually. Otherwise, it'll just confuse me. It certainly did confuse me. Yeah, so I don't know why somebody would have done that. And the other thing, this is, I'm going to say this, right, and people might get a bit excited, but you know what? I've had nothing but good luck with these cheap Chinese carbs. You know, they're $20 off of eBay. In fact, you buy 10 of them for like $80 off of eBay, right? If you needed 10 of them. And you know, literally I put this carb on, and the same with the other 90. I put this carb on, kicked it over, and it fired up first kick. It idles nice, it goes well off the throttle. The world is good, you know. So they'd say they're good carbs. I'm trying to think if there are any other differences I noticed on these. Yeah, the headlight is smaller, so that's, you know, that's the headlight with the, and then the different shape speedo, and then this is what the, you know, the 71 morphed into, right? It's bigger, so it's a different headlight. I think the fender's the same. I think a lot of the rest of the stuff is the same. The exhaust might be slightly different. To say, it doesn't have the air filter in the rack, which the 71 does. This doesn't have. Oh yeah, it's excuse me. It doesn't have turn signals. It has a horn though. Doesn't have. Hang on. Yeah, doesn't have turn signals, but it has a switch for turn signals. I believe the wires are in there. We can look, actually. Yeah, so orange and blue, I think, maybe. Is it orange and I can't remember what... Oh, is it orange and light blue, I think, are the turn signal wires for a Honda. So anyway, I stuck this... So I got it done, and I'm going to France in about 10 days, and I need some money for the brothels. So I just stuck this on Craigslist for $1,800. It's got a good title, by the way. It's got a clear title in my name. So yeah, I put it on Craigslist for $1,800, and I think it's got a new tower on the front and virtually new tower on the back. I think somebody beat me to it, and they'd ordered 2 tires and then put the back one on, and not the front. So I swapped that over. It doesn't have another thing. It doesn't have a a side stand either. And this is the last 69 I had didn't have a side stand. That I had one with like 87 miles. On it, and I say it didn't have a side stand, so maybe that was an option or an oversight, who knows. I thought about putting one on it anyway. So yeah, so there's some of the differences with the 69. So smaller headlight, different speedo, that funny the 69, that funny offset carb. What else did we say? Oh yeah, the front reflector, turn signal switches. Well, actually, the 71's got turn signal switches, which don't do anything either. And they say it's got a light switch on it, but then it's got this funny brake switch. So the brake cables go down here, and then here, this thing here, is a brake switch that's run off. I think, is that the brake switch? I don't know. I think it might be. Anyway, yeah, it loops through, and it's. Anyway, it works off both the front brake and the back brake. This this one, yeah, it's got. Well, there's your back brake switch, and yeah, that's the front brake switch. So, anyway, like I said, a few differences. This, but a nice little bike, and I'm getting quite into these. I've had like about 15 or 20 of them now. A lot of times I'll punt them and sell them to the guys who take them out of the country, and they end up on eBay in the UK for a lot more money than what I paid for them. Or, you know, but our bike club, our motorcycle club, the Vipers, you know, we've all got, well, the 911 there, but we've all got 110s, and we go off into the mountains of northern Colorado and fuck about, basically. Sorry about the language. Anyway, so yeah, 1969 Honda CT90K1, nice bike. The start of the good ones because they have the telescopic forks, not the cantilever. So they're starting. And again, you know, prices. People are asking 3,000 for them. I'm asking 1,800, which I think is a very fair price for something that's got a title. All right, well, have a lovely evening. See you.